والله يدعو إلى دار السلام ويهدي من يشاء إلى صراط مستقيم.
الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. All praise due to Allah, and His praise and blessings and peace be upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Welcome in one of the new episodes of your program, The Rope That Binds Us. Last episode, I talked about the importance of knowing and studying the methodology of Ahlus-Sunnah wal Jamaa'ah. And I said that this ummah will meet its destiny, which the Prophet ﷺ told us that whoever will live after me, he or she will see a lot of changing, a lot of new ideas, a lot of difference in opinions. Then the Prophet ﷺ told his companions how they can be saved from this confusion. He said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, follow my sunnah and the way of al-Khulafa al-Rashideen, those who rightly guided people who will come after me. And no doubt on the top of those guided ones, the four caliphs, Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, and Ali, radiallahu anhum all. May Allah be pleased with them all. My brothers and sisters, now it might be a good start to start with explaining or defining who are Ahlus-Sunnah wal Jamaa'ah. In order for me to define the word Ahlus-Sunnah wal Jamaa'ah, I need first to mention a fact that Ahlus-Sunnah wal Jamaa'ah, this terminology, is not the only name or label been used to describe those who follow the true Islam or the pure message of Islam, or who held tight to the rope of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is the Quran and the Sunnah. They had different names through the century. And I think it's very important to examine these titles and labels which they identified themselves with in order for us to know them, And I looked through these titles which is used by the scholars, and I found them, I can say, in 5 or 6 titles. For instance, one of the most common name, Ahlus-Sunnah wal Jamaa'ah. Ahlus-Sunnah wal Jamaa'ah. The people of Sunnah and the people of Al-Jamaa'ah. What this title means, and when this title exactly appeared, when Muslims start using this terminology, Ahlus-Sunnah wal Jamaa'ah. If we look through the narrations, we will see that this word Ahlus-Sunnah wal Jamaa'ah used by Ibn Abbas radiallahu anh, when he said in his comment in one of the verses in Surah Ali Imran, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, يَوْمَ تَبْيَضُّ وُجُوهٌ وَتَسْوَدُّ وُجُوهٌ, when some faces will be shining in the Day of Judgment and other will be dark. Ibn Abbas said that the faces of Ahlus-Sunnah wal Jamaa'ah will be shining and bright in the Day of Judgment. This narration that we found clearly that Ibn Abbas used this terminology, Ahlus-Sunnah wal Jamaa'ah. But this title became common and been used for a purpose, to identify those who follow the Sunnah and the Jamaa'ah. When there is some people raise some doubts about the authority of Sunnah, when some people said, no, we can trust the Sunnah, or we don't, the Prophet ﷺ passed away, so there is no need for following the Prophet ﷺ anymore. We just go straight to the Quran and take from the Quran, and they rejected the Sunnah. And that happened in the time of a sect called Al-Khawarij in the early time in Islam, around 40 or the first century in Islam, in the first century in Islam. So when people we came up with this idea of following the Sunnah, not the Quran, they said we are the people of Sunnah because we're not going to leave Al-Quran. Then when the Khawarij, again this sect, which is fought Ali radiallahu anhu, and they killed Ali radiallahu anhu ardah, and before that they went against Uthman radiallahu anhu and killed Uthman radiallahu anhu ardah. They also rejected the concept of Jamaa'ah, that people are united behind their ruler, Also when people said the majority of Muslims in that time were the Sahaba, the companions of the Prophet ﷺ. When some people also said, we cannot trust the companions. We don't believe that Abu Bakr and those who followed Abu Bakr, or Umar and those who followed Umar, who have chosen Umar to be their leader, and Uthman radiallahu anh, and those who have chosen Uthman to be their leader. This was the majority, the Jamaa'ah. People were united around those leaders. Some people said, we want to break ourselves out from this group, to leave this Jamaa'ah, to leave this group, and to establish our own. When this idea came up in the Muslim society, those who held to the pure message of Islam, to the core of the religion, which is holding to the Sunnah and to the Jamaa'ah, they identify themselves by saying, we are the people of Sunnah and we are the people of Al-Jamaa'ah. Following the Prophet ﷺ, following the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, supporting the Muslim rulers, supporting the methodology of the companions, radiallahu anhum arda, may Allah be pleased with them. When these meanings became clear, when the Muslims try, or when those people try to express these meanings and spread these meanings, bringing people back to these meanings, they identify themselves by Ahlus-Sunnah wal Jamaa'ah, and this became a title or a name that had been used to differentiate between those who follow the Sunnah and the Jamaa'ah and those who reject